Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome to the DC show. In a moment, we'll be watching the new Pennyworth trailer together, and you can see me reacting to it, if that's the kind of thing that turns you on. Also, I'll be reviewing the Season 2 premiere of Krypton, and I've got a lot to say about that too. I'll also be giving an update on the release, the Snyder Cut movement, and it looks like the attention really is on this campaign now. So you sitting comfortably, get that popcorn out, dim the lights. If I dim my lights, you won't be able to see anything. So let's check out the Pennyworth trailer.
The army, I'll have no more to do with it now. I want to be my own man. I started up the security firm. My apologies. Thursday night's always a bit normal. We can meet Saturday, it's going to be a nice day.
For the forwarding?
No, that's what the weather forecast. If I get your name, Pennyworth. Thomas Wayne. I have security needs. I recently discovered a criminal conspiracy.
They missed.
We can't afford to have any loose ends.
Rosie! That's mine! Rosie! Call us when you've got Thomas Wayne. You're a dancer, are you? I love dancing, me.
Mr. Pennyworth, if they kill me, they have to kill you. There will be no exchange. Things got pear-shaped. I'll do my best to keep you alive. This great nation of ours is at war with itself. We will take back this country. It's a coup d'etat. As a rule, if you have to use French words for something, I don't like it. I don't like violence. And I don't like you, mate. You can find a position in a good household. You're right, you're a butler before you're 40.
Well, that is the full trailer of Pennyworth. Now look, this is a very interesting project because if you think about all the DC shows you'd like to see on TV, a story about Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's future friend, loyal servant, isn't really the thing it wouldn't be your first choice, would it? But he is a fascinating character. He always has been a fascinating character. And from what I've seen from the TV spots and this full trailer, I am very interested in this project. So I don't know what brought them to create this show. Isn't it from the people who did Gotham? I'm not sure. It's certainly not a continuation. And also the actor playing Alfred seems to me channeling Michael Caine. That accent, the body, everything, it's very Michael Caine. So are we saying that this is kind of the Batman Begins Dark Knight trilogy version of Alfred? Who knows? But it's very, very Michael Caine. But I like it. So I'm not sure. I haven't read a synopsis or anything for it. But from what I can tell from that trailer, basically they kidnap Alfred's girlfriend, is it? I'm not sure. And then they leverage that so he can get them. He can either kill Thomas Wayne for them, or he brings Thomas Wayne to them. But as you can see in that trailer, Thomas Wayne says to him, even if you give me to them, they're still going to kill Esme. And again, is it his sister, his girlfriend? I'm not quite sure. And I think that's the plot. What makes me very happy about this is that Thomas Wayne is involved. Now, I'm not sure if we saw a young Bruce Wayne there as well. That will be interesting. But if this show gets renewed for many seasons, we'll meet a young Bruce Wayne anyway. But it does look like a really, really good show that I'm definitely going to put my cap on, even though I haven't got one on right now, and say we should probably give it a chance. You see, DC TV is a bit fractured right now. We've got We've got the SJW CW Arrowverse, which was great for 2 seasons for a first great 2 seasons for the Flash, and then another first 2 great seasons for Arrow. But then they became very, very, insane and man-hating, and I had to stop watching it. And it's not a very entertaining universe anymore, and that's a shame. So then you've got the DC Universe streaming service platform, and we don't really know what's going on now. Will we get a Titans season 2? We know kind of what was the one they just cancelled. Yeah, that one, right? The green monster who lives underwater, right? They just cancelled him as well. So we really don't know what's going on with that. So really at the moment, my attention, if we're talking DC, we just had announced that Lucifer's going to end with a season 5, which will be out next year. But, and this is faintly DC TV news because Lucifer is a DC Vertigo character. Lauren German, who plays Chloe Decker, detective, she said, if we want a season 6, we've got to keep on tweeting it, watching the show on Netflix. So I definitely retweeted that and said what she said, because I think that is interesting. I think there's still a fight for a season 6. The thing is, they're making a final season. They've talked about being able to end it properly. So that's interesting. I think Lucifer's a great character, but my kind of spin on the show is it was a great first season and a little bit of a good second season, but then the show lost itself because in the first season, you had this show that was very comedic, but on a flip of a coin, could become very compelling. And it could be a serious look at Lucifer's psyche, his relationship, his antagonism towards his father, God, right? So it was very interesting. But then after that, it became really a Bones type of show. And it's really about the relationship between Chloe and Lucifer. Will they, won't they? And that's a shame. Now, I think Lucifer's probably got the best supporting characters from any DC TV show since Smallville. You care about the characters. They're great characters. They probably get enough as much screen time as Lucifer. So I do like the show, but I did feel, again, Lucifer became a bit too woke under Netflix, and that's disappointing. I think there was a line, and I think I mentioned it in my season review, about, what's her name? The forensic scientist in the cop shop, right? Ella. Love Ella and love the girl who plays her, but she spoke about men spitting and things like that. Just ridiculous stuff, right? And, any wonder that more men are suffering from depression and, ending their lives. It's just Hollywood have gone, they hate us, and you'll have to ask them why. But yes, so Lucifer was a great show. So that's a kind of interesting take. So I like Lucifer. Pennyworth looks amazing. And we're going to go on to my next subject now, which is Krypton. Krypton premiered its first episode from season 2 the other night, and I caught up with it last night. So Krypton season 1 was a very good show. And season 2 did start very, very well. But there's a couple of things that kind of didn't ring true with me. First of all, why did they kill off Nissa's dad? I loved Nissa and her dad. It was like Alex and Lionel from Smallville dynamic. The guy who plays the dad reminded me of a very Game of Thronesy kind of character. Manoeuvring himself all the time in power. And he had quite a good backstory, as they revealed in this episode. So I'm disappointed that they've killed him off, unless he's not really dead. I hope not. Now, there's another element. They did this great sequence with Seg, who's meant to be Superman's grandfather. Now, Superman's been wiped out in this universe. It's definitely an Elseworld story, but it's interesting. So he's stuck in the Phantom Zone, right? Meanwhile, Zod, who actually is Seg's son from the future, has actually taken over the universe. He's taken over Krypton. He's invading other countries, other planets. He's terraforming them. He's terraforming them like he tried to do in Man of Steel. But, of course, this is a different universe. And David S. Goyer created this show, and he actually runs it with another Australian writer whose first name's Cam, but I've forgotten his second name. Really talented guy. So they wrote the premiere together. I didn't realise David S. Goyer was still involved. So anyway, meanwhile, Cam's in the Phantom Zone, and he's trapped there with Brainiac, which is pretty awesome. So Brainiac says, we have to help each other, and Seth goes, well, after I help you, you're going to betray me. And he goes, you'll do the same to me. So Seg goes, why waste time? So he's about to punch him, and they go off for ages. And when we come back, and Adam Strange arrives, he's able to manipulate his way. He beams his way with that kind of thing he's got into the Phantom Zone. It's Brainiac's planet. I'm assuming the Phantom Zone was the thing Seg was in before, and then he was in Brainiac's planet. Anyway, when Adam finds him, he's beaten Brainiac to death. His face is literally caved in with all this black goo coming out of it. That didn't only just shock me, that disappointed me. Because in an earlier scene, when he tried to run up to Brainiac, Seg was frozen by Brainiac. He couldn't move. So how was he able to beat him up? It didn't make any sense. Now, hopefully this means that Brainiac isn't actually dead. And that's how they explained it. So that was a little bit disappointing. The episode as a whole was very good. We found out a bit, one of the best parts of this episode was seeing Lyta. Lyta is now totally Team Zod. Obviously, Zod is her son, but she's serving him. She's brainwashing people. She's hurting people. She totally believes in General Zod's cause. And it's really well done. The actor does a great job. But the only thing I can kind of gauge from this, that he's somehow, if you've seen it, they put that woman with the foreign accent and they kind of refurbish her or whatever they call it, right, and they blank her mind. I can only assume moderately that Zod has done the same thing to Lyta. He's not wiped her brain completely because she remembers Seg and everybody else. But somehow he's made her subservient, because I don't believe just like that Lyta would have flipped against everyone and gone Team Zod, even though that's her son. Or is she just doing this to try and find a way to overthrow him? But I did really like that. Colin Salmon as Zod is brilliant. He really is. He is absolutely fantastic. Very different to Michael Shannon. We were just talking about Michael Shannon in my happy Man of Steel Day video. He's brilliant. My favourite CBN. But this guy plays it really differently, and it really works. He plays it as this dictator, but he also plays it that he does want to protect Kryptonians, but he's just got a very, very aggressive way of doing it. Very kind of Nazi kind of way of doing it. I would give this episode 7 out of 10. I think it's very interesting. Obviously, they introduced Lobo. Now, in a massive shock, Lobo has already got a spin-off series. Yes, even before they aired the episode on that night, they announced that Lobo will actually get a spin-off series. It's going to be an official spin-off to Krypton. So that's very interesting. So we didn't see much of Lobo. I think they gave us the whole kind of end scene where he traps Adam, he knocks Adam, or he shoots Adam and Seg out, and he puts the chain on them and he drags them. He looks like an interesting character. It's going to be interesting because I think there's a lot of comedic elements to this character. I hope that doesn't lighten up scenes with him, Seg, and Adam too much. I noticed they were trying to be a bit lighter with Seg and Adam. I like Adam. So Adam Strange's mission from the beginning was to save Superman. No one in his time ever believed in him. He always wanted to join the Justice League, and this is why he made it his mission to come to Krypton in the past to save Superman. So Superman, because of what Zod's done, and he's done it on purpose, he's made it that Superman never existed, which is an interesting premise. What I will say is, as a Superman fan, can't we just have a show with Superman actually in it? Warner Brothers, you're wrong. Superman is relevant, is relatable. He's relatable to me and millions of people around the world, so sort that out. But Krypton is one of the few great DC shows. As I say, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Could have been a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more epic. The production values have certainly gone up. Not to say that it wasn't very good in production value this first season, because it was, but they've definitely amped the budget up. And I do hope that kind of the Lobo spin-off doesn't mean it's going to be the end of Krypton. They're obviously creating a franchise here, Sci-Fi, because Krypton is a Sci-Fi original, of course. Warner Brothers are the big bosses. They own, like, the DC brand. But I do like what they're doing. I think Cam and David Escora have done a really, really good job. And I'll be back for episode 2. Yes, really, really awesome. So let's catch you all up with Snyder Cut news. Release the Snyder Cut news. So it's been a kind of a busy week, and we've had a big article from someone. I thought it was a great article. I read it out on the DCEU Daily, as you all know. But also Yahoo News did an article about the Snyder Cut, and I think they titled it something like "The Snyder Cut Still Could Happen." And I'm not going to read the article because basically I've already read Jay Oliver's quotes from Twitter, and that's pretty much what they were doing. But yes, very, very interesting. And to have Yahoo, a brand like Yahoo, doing an article about the Snyder Cut, that is freaking awesome. You never know. Warner Brothers may tire of hiding from us, and they may actually let Zack finish that movie and for us to see it. So what do you think? What do you think of Epic's new Pennyworth drama? What do you think of Krypton? Did you enjoy Krypton like I did? Or were you a bit disappointed that Brainiac died? Let me know. Please comment down below. And I'll see you next time.